Tonight, former President George H.W. Bush is remembered by friends and family as a pillar of his adopted Texas hometown. Courtney Zabowski reports from Houston.
Faithfully execute.
On Sunday, former President George H.W. Bush's White House colleagues reflected on his death.
The very last words he spoke were spoken to George W. Bush, President Bush 43, who had told him how much he loved him and that he would see him on the other side. And 41 said, "I love you too."
The nation's 41st president died Friday night at his home in Houston. Mr. Bush's son Neil was among those who were there.
It was nice to see him pass away on his own terms, in his room, surrounded by family, and it was kind of a wonderful experience, truth be told.
James Baker was Secretary of State and Chief of Staff during the first Bush presidency. On Face the Nation, he recalled how he said goodbye to his longtime friend.
He looked up at me, opened both eyes, looked at me and said, "Jim, where are we going?" And I said, "Well, Jeffy," because that's what I called him, Jeffy, which is Spanish for chief. I said, "Well, Jeffy, we're going to heaven."
President Bush dedicated his life to public service, but through it all remained a consummate family man to his wife, to his children, and his grandchildren.
First of all, take away the fact just of how people know him as a former president. He was the world's kindest man. Full stop.
After leaving the White House, Mr. Bush retired to Texas, where he was a revered figure, including at his favorite pizzeria.
The customers love him. The second when he walked in the door, people would stand up and clap. And it didn't matter who they were.
Former President Bush will be buried Thursday on the grounds of his library in College Station. Courtney Zabowski, CBS News, Houston.
President Trump has declared Wednesday, December 5th, a national day of mourning. It's been more than a month since Super Typhoon U2 hit Southeast Asia. One American Red Cross worker from Montana says it's been amazing to watch people come together. With winds of more than 180 miles per hour, U2 hit the region on October 25th. About 50,000 people have been affected by the typhoon. The Montanan, who's been helping on the island, says the people are filled with perseverance.
The people of Saipan are phenomenal. They've got such resiliency, and the generosity of spirit and volunteerism that has been seen here on the island is inspiring. It's really amazing to watch the resiliency and just the spirit of family that Saipan and Tinian have. There's a lot of pride in being citizens and being a part of the U.S. It's been really, really fabulous to be able to come and be a part of the response.
Super Typhoon U2 is the strongest storm in 2018 and the strongest ever to hit the U.S. and its territories. It's the holiday season and Santa's Workshop is now open in downtown Billings. This just in time for kids to work alongside Santa's elves. Scrap, a local art business, is putting on the workshops. It's all part of the Polar Express going on at the Billings Depot. Children can make Christmas ornaments and other crafts, or families can even purchase some of the art made by elves. Cookies, face painting, and letters to Santa are also part of the festivities.
Writing a thank you letter to Santa instead of asking for it. We thought Santa needs to be thanked also. We just hope everybody has a great Christmas and comes down and enjoys some of the things we've put out to help them make their holidays special.
Santa's Workshop is open Thursday, Friday, Saturday, and Sunday through Christmas. One Billings Motorcycle Club leads the way in collecting toys for children because they believe every kid deserves a toy for Christmas. More than 300 people rode their motorcycles today from downtown Billings to the Rimrock Mall for the 34th annual Road Dogs Toy Run. Motorcycles, cars, floats, and emergency responders participate in the annual run. The goal for the riders is to stack the toys as high as the tree. The toys all go to the Salvation Army, who give the toys to families.
You know, bringing the biker community together and the support we get from the community to help bring smiles to the local area children who otherwise might not have a Christmas.
There's nothing like 300, 400, 500 motorcycles all coming up together with a bunch of toys strapped in. That's really Christmas is about. It's thinking about other people and giving them something that they need. So that's the Christmas spirit.
The Salvation Army will be giving all of the toys to the families on December 18th and 19th. An annual Billings Christmas tradition came to an end this afternoon at the Alberta Bear Theatre. The St. Vincent Healthcare Foundation has hosted the Messiah Festival for 25 years and decided this will be the grand finale. Today, the festival featured music from the German composer Handel's Messiah, written in 1741. The concert is a free benefit raising money for local charities. 25 years ago, the foundation had planned on a 5 to 10-year run and decided to end the festival this year before the upcoming renovations to the theater.
With the theater being dark next year, we felt like it was a great time to go out. Wanted to go out on top while the theater was still full of an audience and the stage was still full with singers. So we wanted to end on a high note, and with it being our 25th anniversary, we felt that it is very fitting that this would be our last year.
The Messiah Festival raises money for the Meadowlark House, which provides housing for cancer patients and their families. Running a Montana ranch is a dream for many people, but it's also a dream that comes with a lot of responsibility. In this week's Ag Report, Dennis Bragg introduces us to a Missoula couple who are discovering a shared stewardship and appreciation of the land.
Welcome to the Oxbow Cattle Company, where Bart and Wendy Morris have assembled a spread covering hundreds of acres right on Missoula's urban border. It's a dream come true for the couple, who are raising wholesome grass-fed beef and other products sold through a small and efficient direct-to-market store on their ranch at Lower Miller Creek.
All the animals that are produced here go directly to the city of Missoula. All our beef does. We direct market it all here. It's all natural, grass finished, locally raised as it gets.
Bart and Wendy take the responsibility of running their ranch seriously, a 24/7 venture based on hard work and an appreciation of their blessings.
Well, our belief system here with this chunk of land is that our priorities is number one, we take care of the land. Number two, we take care of the animals. And if we believe we do it in that order, it'll take care of the rest, our community, the people that eat our beef. And so for us to take care of the land at the level we want to, it's an expensive endeavor.
But there's more going on here at the Oxbow than raising great beef and bringing it to market. That sense of stewardship and responsibility is also leading to a brand new project this fall. That's because the Oxbow Ranch is bisected by Miller Creek, one of the last tributaries on the Bitterroot River, a stream that fluctuates from flood to bone dry.
And Miller Creek has been traditionally used pretty heavily by agriculture, and then it's got big impacts from large numbers of deer and elk, and it's kind of in a bad way habitat-wise. We want to reclaim it, regenerate it. It provides forage and cover for deer and elk, as well as our livestock. It just makes it a healthier system.
Miller Creek is like a lot of streams in the Bitterroot. It holds important fish like West Slope cutthroat trout, but it's also too warm and it has too much sediment.
This fall, Bart and Wendy teamed with the Bitterroot Water Forum, who sent volunteers out to plant and water more than 400 trees, protected by new fencing along this lower stretch of the creek.
We generally tend to partner with streamside landowners to do projects that improve water quality. And when you find landowners like Bart and Wendy who want to do everything right by their stream and by their land, it makes a really exciting project.
We want to regenerate it, improve it, all of those type of things, but as two people by yourself, that seems like a daunting task. You're able to reach those goals, improve things way quicker than if you were to do it just ourselves.
Barber says it's this conservation team approach that's working best in the Bitterroot and across Montana, where landowners, farmers, and ranchers are sharing their appreciation and objectives.
People who have a vision, a dream, who want to see these streams repaired, restored, they can look at it and say, this should be different. I want this to be everything it should. And then they call the Water Forum and we try to help make it happen.
On special assignment, Dennis Bragg, MTN News.
Thank you, Dennis. And thanks for watching the 10 o'clock news. More to come after the break. And this week's health news, an update on romaine lettuce and how soon we might be seeing it back on the shelves. And later in sports, what's next for Montana State after yesterday's playoff loss? We'll We'll hear from an optimistic group coming up.
You're watching MTN News with Zoe Zandora, Storm Tracker weather with Connor Pregetzer, and sports with Casey Conlon. This is the 10 o'clock news on Q2, Montana's news leader.